Hello? Okay. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Hello? Can you guys hear me? The stream delay should be a lot. Oh, nice. Okay, okay, okay. Huge. And then is the mic better? I like turn up the volume. Let's go. Okay. I'm gonna turn on desktop audio so that you guys can hear Hat in the call. There we go. Wait, Hat, say something.
Guys,
You guys hear Hat? Is that a bit loud? Okay,
what's
I
this?
can I can turn it down. Should I turn it down?
How are we
Yes.
doing?
Okay, I'll turn it down.
Okay, I need to 4 RC2 RUS. How am I supposed to oh, it's Arcturus. Never mind, Arcturus.
Okay, I turned
I'm
down
just
the
gonna
filter on my own voice. Let me know if Had's voice should be made louder as well. I can do that.
what if I just yell the whole stream?
You could also do that.
I don't know how to pronounce it. I want to tell Shadow BU8VO that I love him too, but it's not, I can't pronounce that.
Okay, we're
Evil,
gonna see if legacy works.
someone wants to, we should
There
all
we
hit him
go.
with a good do re mi after so we
Okay.
gotta announce the stream real quick.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Are you doing that or should
Uh,
I do that?
I'll just put it with everyone.
Thank you.
There.
Right. Hopefully you guys won't be too disgusted by my PvP skill, because I don't actually really PvP. I tried to get into it, and I come from other FPS games where it's like a functional system. I like, especially the no matchmaking really like made so I didn't enjoy getting good. Um,
He's great at the game.
I'm so good at the game, trust. But
If he give
yeah,
if he
that'll
becomes
change.
like corrupt and then like starts gaming the system for his own gain, we'll have like a lot of warning. Like we'll have a lot of time to prepare. Hey, it's Blake. What's spooky about it? I know you. Someone says why PvP Legacy as if it's not the best server.
Club is a little controversial right now, so we're going to Legacy for now. Is
Should
also just
we
like an amazing server.
should we overlay Discord for bubbles?
Oh, turn on overlay. That is a good idea actually. Let me. Yes, I'll do that 1 second.
Well, if I'll never forget you. Also, like, I glaze anyone that's like tier 2 plus. Because hard. Evil, I think you should 1v1 Devil with a tie. He has the best kit ever. Can't see
Oh
the overlay
hell.
right now.
Yeah, I'm like messing around settings.
Okay.
I had overlay like perma disabled before, so where is it?
We're gonna have to look into Cultified. He says that he cheats in Minecraft.
What?
Yeah,
Oh man, you were just on stream with him.
I know. It's making me think twice about that. Let's get the overlay going and then we can kind of get into it.
Okay. The voice overlay, it is there. Is that like, is that good?
Is it? It's good that I see it. Where's the coding stream starting?
I'm gonna open
Live
power
stream is actually
twice.
just going to be 10 hours straight of me working on various backend projects.
Sorry guys, we're almost ready to start the Q&A. I'm gonna make it so that I can actually see chat, and then we'll be good to go.
Yeah. Let me try PvP ranked on stream. It isn't like people are hating on PvP Legacy. My goat server. Okay, apparently I think they found you, by the way, in Legacy. They found your verses. Actually, this is a good opportunity to
Oh,
get
I can
a
see chat!
proper 10v10. I think
Okay. What are we doing? Let's see. We should start the Q&A.
we start with a little do re mi.
Sure, yeah.
Someone said I had to make you do the do re mi, so
Oh, okay, okay. Here, I'll go
Very
first.
kind.
I mean, first of all, I could just whisper like, I hope that came through. And also like yell.
I'm so glad that we got
And
Evil
do
Overlord
re mi
ASMR.
fa sol I don't think I did it right, but hopefully there was like pitch variation, mute and gate. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Well, it's just quiet. I think you can mute footsteps or something. Maybe I'm just too used to using Feather all the time.
Perfect pitch. Let's go. All right, Hat, you're up.
I've done this in Mace General. Those who know.
Do
Do
you
re
left click?
mi fa sol la ti do. I think
Oh,
that
that was
was
like
my
a
best
lot
one.
better.
Beautiful, beautiful. Was that auto-tuned?
Yeah.
Log bugs.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
I liked that.
Thank you, thank you. I've been practicing for the past week straight.
Oh no, they discovered the /duel command.
The
Oh,
Twitch chat is covering or the YouTube chat is
they're
covering the
learning.
actual chat for me.
Hold
Okay.
on, Evil, do you have kits?
Do I have kids? No.
Yeah.
Um, let's start answering questions.
We'll start with,
Right.
first of all, the biggest thing is, like we said, no matter like where we end up in relation to MCTiers, PvP ranked is still getting made. It is a like project that is independently owned by me and Locke and Evil Overlord, and we are going to keep doing that and making it. And there's no reason for us to stop. If we like have to release it separately on our own, we'll do that. If we release it like in conjunction with someone else, that's also fine. It's going to get released either way.
Oh yeah, something I do want to just get out of the way is like I was defending Marlo for a really long time, right? Like especially in all the videos, all the like hotbar stuff, and even in the like voice AI stuff. So I want to give just like a summary of basically everything that happened there. So like for a very long time, right? Marlo is just getting accused in like so many ways, uh, and none of the accusations ever really turn out to go anywhere. Um, so we were definitely very like numb to accusations against her, uh, especially because just like so many of them after being investigated, um, just were like people being mad at her, and that was our bad. So when the Hotbar stuff came up, I started investigating it basically because I was like, wait, this is actually, it seems like pretty decent evidence. And my initial take on it was that like she had weird behavior and there were a bunch of performance mods she could have used, but we didn't really know all of the mods and it was like years ago. So I thought it was like fairly possible that there was a combination of mods that just could have had that effect. But then we investigated a lot deeper and I felt that it was my role to basically like investigate for all possible causes of this legitimately, because like it had to be done. Like someone had to be the one to go and research all the possible mods that could have caused it, and then like go digging through the code. And it was like sort of conclusive. I admit I wasn't like fully convinced that there wasn't just a mod that like had gotten posted on Planet Minecraft and then got deleted that she had been using, and then that's why her game had weird behavior. Uh, but then like I think like a month and a half ago, I realized that, or I was talking with other people about it, and one of the things that Reef1 had continued to say was like, you have a mod combination, you like Exordium can't explain it fully, and there's like it's hard to believe that there is another mod that could. So then uh, I told Marlo essentially like I can't find a mod that explains this, um, and I can't find a mod that comes close enough. So this doesn't look like basically this is pretty sus. Uh, and then
I
she,
remember you messaged me privately and you're like, "Hey, just wanted to let you know, like I found this and I've been working really hard to find an explanation for this, and I don't have an explanation for this. Just like
yeah. Oh, and to give a quick summary, in Marlo's 2022 vanilla montage, she like really often, like I think it's more than half the time, but it's a lot. Um, whenever she, or like when she puts down an anchor, she swaps directly from some other item to glowstone, and the anchor is placed down, and there's never a frame where she is rendered holding the anchor, which is like super impossible in vanilla Minecraft. So anyway, I told that to Marlo, and she said like, oh, it could have
you get
been
into a match.
because what?
Can you get into match?
Sure.
I go to the
Um,
FFA actually.
Also, the Discord overlay is not up.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, I can see
I
it. Um,
think you're just sharing your Minecraft.
oh hell. Okay, I'm gonna leave that for now. I guess I'll just like, do I just like right click random signs?
Yeah.
Cool.
People I'm relying on for years you gave me very good kits in like in the server. Please show the same love for Evil Overlord. I get some like I do not want Diamond SMP with 3 stacks of XP and 2 stacks of cobwebs and poison arrows.
Okay. So then, and Marlo said like, oh, it might be because of the oh no. Uh, it might be because I was using a mod that increases the client tick rate. And I think it's more likely that she was talking about a mod that increases the input processing rate. And she said that she was using it like at the time, basically because she was looking at that, and like for example, around the time she'd been looking at the crystal optimizer, she was basically just investigating mods that make the game feel better. And so she was like, okay, this is a mod that can make the game feel more responsive. Like I'll be testing it. I was like, okay, I wish you told me that earlier, but like, sure. Um, and so I like went like reading code and stuff. Like, okay, is that possible? Yeah, sorry, creating everyone in the chat with my extremely high level, extremely logged in gameplay. Well, I'm just getting like rolled by this guy. Um, and I investigated it, and even if you had a mod that did that, which was like said to be a private mod, because there wasn't like a mod that did that that we could find. Um, even if you had that mod, you it still couldn't have been a combination of that mod and Exordium, because of two things. First of all, Exordium makes it so that your hotbar and your attack indicator are no longer transparent. You could test this if you go and download the 1.19.2-1.0.1 version of Exordium. Um, and also Exordium, if Exordium was limiting the FPS of your hotbar, then it also would be limiting the FPS of the enchanted items in your hotbar. But it wasn't. It was, you could, like, Reeflin showed an example where he said, like, hey, look at this item in the hotbar. You can see that it's, animated. And I wasn't convinced by that example because the timestamp he gives the item is definitely updating at 60 FPS like before the swap happens, but not after. Um,
Ooh,
and
dual
so like
gears,
it's
dual gears.
possible that it could have sure. Where how slash dual gears.
He sent a duel a little bit up. Gears 0. It's like up in chat.
Danger, it's real me, send me an invite. Yeah, yeah, but I found another timestamp in the video where you can clearly see that like the items are updating at the right rate or at 60 FPS when she's doing the swap when she has like the hotbar glitch happen.
I was
Which means
wondering
that
if he
like
was gonna pre-gap.
Exordium wasn't limiting the hotbar FPS to 20 FPS, which is like super necessary for the current explanation of how it could happen on its own. God, I'm getting combo. So those were the two problems with that explanation and why we said that we couldn't find any known like mod combinations that would cause this. Uh, the crosshair thing though, there is a mod. So Marlo's crosshair in that video is like super customized, right? And that's I'm pretty sure it's because she uses the custom crosshair mod, which is a really cool mod. But one of the options it has is like it's like adaptive crosshair something, and if you enable that setting, then it makes it so that the crosshair is transparent, even though you have Exordium installed. So it's like sort of possible that there could have been a mod that did a similar thing for the attack indicator, but like um, the fact that the hotbar enchantment shows that the hotbar's FPS wasn't being like reduced is super like solid proof in my opinion. Well, not solid proof, but it means that like the only explanation we could find relied on the hotbar's FPS being like super reduced, um, and the sword's enchantment glint not having its FPS reduced means that like the hotbar's FPS wasn't being reduced.
Of all the cheating allegations, I thought that was the one that kind of essentially became the main one where it was like this in itself is restrictable. It's not like all like it's not like, oh, we're like the aim ones, for example. We were even talking with Ye, who's like a top Valorant player, and trying to trying to analyze the aims just like the aim statistics, for example. But even then, like when we compared it to the aim of other top players, like we weren't able to find very much that was convincing, like other like players that we know are legit in Minecraft. The
Well, the
hotbars.
problem with AIM is that a lot of aimbot proof sounds a lot like, look at it. Doesn't it look bad? And that's not really quantifiable. We can't, it's hard to say when something looks too bad, or if something can be explained. Like, we don't have currently a good way of solving that. We will in the future, but currently we don't.
That's what the input tracking will essentially become, because we will have an automatic way of like knowing the mouse movements, not the mouse movements, but like the aim movements. And then
Look at this.
yeah, and we can put numbers on it. We can measure the smoothness or the like how constant the velocity is and all that. And we can actually say, okay, this is something that like 99.999% of players can't do. That's pretty weird, as opposed to this looks weird.
All right, two things real quick. First thing, can we please enable the overlay?
Sure. Let me figure out how to do that. Because let me just check. Actually, I'm gonna Google it. How to make like Discord overlay show in OBS stream.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is we should answer questions.
Potentially. All right. What are you guys wondering? What's theirs? How are we doing? Why did we associate with MC Tiers in the first place? I mean, MC Tiers is like it's a great organization. It does like there's just a lot of potential of like, hey, like MC Tiers knew that they wanted to move away from tier testing, and we had a alternative to tier testing, but like not really any community for it. We were this little server with like 1 to 200 people. It's kind of a perfect match of here's this community that wants a new service, and here's a new service that wants a community. Possible conditions to repartner with MC Tiers. I've thought about that a lot since it was actually we were joking about this in call last night. Didn't think we did not predict Rai choosing to ban Marlo for now. And that was a big surprise last night. I think like that was a good decision. I'm glad that that's happened.
I do think it's important to clarify that we could not have been more convinced by Rai that nothing was going to happen.
I can find the quote. How does a partnership work for you if I know for a fact that Marlo is Marlo, and you guys believe for a fact that Marlo is Danger Mario? It seems like that wouldn't really work in any way. That's why we were very surprised, but also I think it was a good thing anyways when I chose to ban. Obviously, it becomes a little weird, right? Because we've left and said, hey, like, as people with integrity, we can't stand by and let Marlo go unbanned. So our only option is to leave so that we are not just standing by and watching. And then after she actually does get banned. But I think part of that has been the community's done a good job of making themselves heard.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I don't think the overlay, like, I don't think we could do it for this stream because I looked it up and you have to install a Discord WebKit, which is unfortunate.
That's fine.
Can't you just like take a, I don't know exactly how OBS works, but I'm pretty sure that you can overlay just a window. So if you just have a Discord window, you can just cut it out and place it wherever you'd like and not use the actual overlay.
We could do that for future streams. I'm not confident in my knowledge of OBS right now, so let's just leave it. Oh,
Fair
you're
enough.
saying enable external overlays in the game source. All right, I will try that, and then if that doesn't work, then we'll get like.
We plan on preventing. This is a good question, and part of the reason is I think it's a little unanswerable. There's still some value in it. How do you plan on preventing something similar to the Danger Mario situation in the future? On one hand, I would like to say, oh, that was just a one-off. That was a crazy one-off thing. That won't happen again. I also think like having power be less concentrated at the top would have done a lot of good in letting like serious investigations like actually come about. I think obviously a lot of the way that this went on for so long is that the power structure of MC tiers has always been very simple. That means that the top has like almost infinite power.
One thing that people are asking a lot is, do we think Rai was complicit? And I'll answer that. I don't know. Like, we're investigating, so we intend to find out. To be fair to him, I think that he was put in a really, really bad situation because imagine if like one of your he's been friends with Marlo for like forever, and she was an incredible friend to him. So I can see like why he would be like so biased. I definitely struggled with that early, like before any of the Xfinity stuff, like early in the like hotbar things, because I had known Marlo for a while. I was like, oh no, I know this person. Like they're nice. Oh, also there is something that I like want to say. So Marlo retired like a bit ago, right? Um, but that retirement was not intended to be permanent. Uh, and that was not communicated. So from my
Kind of
perspective, huh?
announced internally, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So essentially like we knew and uh didn't tell people. Here's like how it went down is we were discussing like, hey, Marlo should if Marlo resigned, it would be like good for the integrity investigation, and it would also be like a good PR move because like then the staff aren't worried that she can directly attack them. Um, even though like obviously she's friends with the admins, but it would help. And then the announcement was made, and like I remember specifically Lockbox definitely mentioned like this. I would have preferred if we told them that it wasn't intended to be permanent, that you were intended to come back. How am I taking damage? Oh my god, it's SD cramming. What the hell? Okay, this community is clever. Um,
I think you're getting sleep buried.
oh, that makes a lot more sense. Uh, and then we low-key forgot about it because like we discussed it a lot in the chat, and essentially the conclusion was that we should release like an update video of some kind. Basically just like telling people more, like giving them an update on ranked because the broader MCTiers community hadn't received an update on ranked for a while. And then we could say that she intended to come back there. And then we were like, okay, like that's a good plan. But then that didn't happen because just stuff was going down, and that kind of never got said. Uh, so I'm sorry about that.
I think in hindsight, it was a mistake to not push harder against the. It was kind of like, oh, hey, this is what we're doing, by the way. And we're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I was upset that we didn't have any say or choice in that matter. I was opposed to the stepping down in the first place because at the time it didn't seem like there was enough evidence to really justify it. And I was thinking, oh, this is kind of a bad move. Now you're asking us to essentially corroborate this, I don't know, this resignation where you're actually going to be coming back after your retirement. I was very upset about the whole thing, and I did bring it up multiple times, and every time I brought it up, the topic was changed relatively quickly. So, and we're all just sort of, I don't know, we're all busy working on our projects within ranked or MC tiers for them, and just busy with our own lives. So things just kind of slip through in that way. I think we could have been more diligent and pressed on that harder.
Yeah, I don't think it was necessarily like malicious. I think there's a really good chance that everyone was just super distracted.
Yeah. In hindsight, I feel like it was a. It's kind of worth looking on in hindsight that she's essentially going to leave and then let things blow over and then come back once they did.
You think Jai Guy was complicit? I don't know. Still, like we're very much still investigating.
I mean, objectively, the we've confirmed is the Discord messages. You're getting killed. Oh wait, no, I'm looking at old footage. You're no longer getting killed in the sleep berries. Um, the Discord messages we fully verified. Discord messages don't say a lot about Jai Guy. It's not a like you'll remember you've seen the Telegram messages. They're very clear. They say a lot of stuff about it. that guy developing cheats. We haven't verified the Telegram messages. But what is more fair to say is like it would seem unlikely for the Discord messages to be real and the Telegram messages to be fakes. The Discord messages date back even, I believe, years further than the Telegram messages. So, when will you release the messages? That's a good question. I think we have a little more to edit out of them because it's a recording of Evil Overlord logging onto Rednax's account with his password and such, and then looking through his Discord account. So there's passwords and there's like very personal information and some personal DMs. So we just have to like block that off.
Yeah, like to be
And
clear, like imagine if somebody took like your personal Discord account that you've used to communicate with like all your friends for years and they dug through it and recorded like literally like every DM that looked even slightly like interesting. Like, can you imagine how much like personal information, like, you know, you send a screenshot of like, I don't know, something you're doing in class and like it's a docs. Like there's a lot. Uh, and we really don't want this person to get doxxed, because of showing evidence.
yeah, what's going on with flow ties? I don't think I've looked at flow PvP in a bit. We're not, at least not immediately going to partner with anyone. We're gonna like try to get some stuff done solo for a bit, unless actually I'm still curious to see like more of what Evil and Lockbox think about joining MCTiers, but I think it's possible for MCTiers to change systemically. Become
People are
like
asking for an ETA on ranked, and I have to stop pretending that I don't see any of those
It's out
messages.
right now. It's out right now. It's on Modrons. Download it right now.
It's the whitelist, dude. It doesn't work. You can't play it unless you're on the whitelist. Oh, Danger, It's Real Me was a day one supporter.
why are we still
Nice.
investigating if we're no longer contributing to MCTiers? I mean, just to find the
Because
truth,
it's
I
freaking
guess.
important to the entire community.
Because everyone
Um,
wants to know.
I mean, I want to know. Okay, yeah, no, but going back to the ETA, um, I think like many months. Netcode is hard, and um, haven't really been working on it in the last like 2 weeks because like I haven't been going to school in like most of my classes. Like I literally spent like 17 hours one day working, and then I went to sleep, and then Hat was like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Like I
Um,
said, I hope you're up early because it was sort of mid-morning.
yeah, like
Maybe
I don't
around
know
9.
if you guys have heard the perspective of anyone else related to this investigation, but like it's kind of impossible to like exist without knowing the truth. Like even Jai Guy was talking about like he was having health problems. Uh oh yeah, back to ETA. So we kind of have an interesting problem, and I want you guys to understand like the place that we're in. So I am very confident that there are like many, you know, skilled mod developers out there that are like willing to help and are awesome. Because, you know, on a community is amazing. The issue is that I have no idea how many of them are trustworthy. And if someone leaks the netcode source code, then it is potentially an issue for the anti-cheat. Just because, like, to be clear, like all of our anti-cheat measures are designed so that they work even if you have the source code. But we do get like a benefit from people not having the source code, just because like you could do a lot worse stuff if you have the source code, and it's going to be obfuscated with Zelix Classmaster. Yeah, hire people. That is also something we're considering. Um, Hiring software devs requires a lot of funding. So we kind
It's
of have
also
two
it's not really
choices.
feasible. It's not really feasible because experienced software devs aren't going to have generally the experience in Minecraft modding that would be relevant.
Oh yeah,
They're
that's
just going
true.
to be like regular engineers, and they're going to be expensive, very, very expensive. And they're also not going to have the same passion for the project that's kind of necessary to go through such an insane rebuild of the entire engine.
Also, just the engine is really complicated.
Oh, people are asking about the. So remember, there's the call where Marlo, the incredibly awkward 13-minute call, where there is like almost no change in pitch from Marlo's end. If are you able to share at least the like just on the stream the little 20-second clip? So as people haven't seen.
Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about law?
Yeah, the Lala.
Sure.
Listen,
Navi. I need you
I don't know if
to
some
not
of you
kill
guys are
me.
going to be seeing this for the first time.
Oh hell.
This is yeah, just come in with an open mind. And what do you really want to know?
Put yourself in our shoes here. Put yourself in our shoes that you are trying to ascertain whether this individual is using a voice changer or not. You're really trying to listen to the pitch. You're being real analytical. Stakes are high.
Marlo, can
Playing
you
it
just
now.
do it like maybe a very long law that ends in literally the highest, like turn it into a squeak at the end.
We cannot.
Just
Oh,
start it
wait.
in normal, maybe start at a low voice,
Be
turn it
quiet, be
into
quiet.
a squeak at the end. I can model it if you'd like.
La, la.
Okay, yeah. Higher the volume. I can do that.
Was not a squeak. I mean,
Give me 1 second. I'm adding a volume
yeah,
increase
run it
filter
back.
to OBS.
Someone at Bezowl is saying,
Okay, wait. Hat and Lockbox, I need you to not say anything loud for a bit because it's all desktop audio. It's gonna get like its volume raised. All right, here we go. Hopefully this doesn't blast you guys' ears off. Yeah, Hat has access to the chat account.
Hold on, Marlo, can you just do it like maybe
All right,
a
hopefully
very
that's better.
long law that ends in literally the highest, like turn it into a squeak at the end. Like just start it in normal, maybe start at a low voice, turn it into a squeak at the end. I can model it if you'd like.
La, la.
Yeah. Okay, let me remove the audio increase filter.
show more. Actually, I could try to edit down some. I should at some point. It could be worth very long call.
No, yeah. But anyway, that was consistent with our experience of like not being able to change pitch.
That was the 13-minute call preceded by the 17-minute delay that ended in a disconnect from a phone.
Well, I don't think the disconnect was like suspicious, right? Like the timing of it was fine, and like people's phones do die.
Yeah. It's part of a pattern. But
Oh yeah, so the people talking
I'm
on
willing.
stream right now, let's just do names really quick. So I am Evil Overlord.
What the heck? Why is he evil?
Oh my god. Say your name.
Well,
Did we ban this guy?
Oh my
what the
god.
fuck? Why does he own our stream? We just said I'm evil overlord in front of hundreds of people and expects us to take that.
Oh my god. Okay.
Right.
Hat, introduce yourself.
Hi. I'm Hat.
That is very true.
I am Lockbox.
Yeah, sorry about the overlay not working. I didn't think about it before the stream, and you need a separate app. We can like fix that for future streams.
This is a good question. What things are we looking for when looking for developers for PvP ranks?
Literally, like, okay, so netcode is like absurdly complicated. We just need people who are really, really experienced in the internals of Minecraft. And I don't mean like the render system, and I don't mean like being able to add like new types of mods and stuff. I mean like you could break down for me exactly like the input order of Minecraft, and like you could hold on, I'm distracted by the fight. There we go. Like for example, you need to be able to take the entity tracker system, which is like part of the internals of like how entities inform other players of like what they're doing. Like that thing, it has like a lot of internals, and you need to be able to like fully control those internals and like understand them. And if there's a bug that's caused by like just some like absurdly unique Minecraft mechanic, um, that's more so dealing with the code. Like basically, you just have to know the internals really well. So like, yeah.
Would you like
Uh,
to explain
oh,
what
and also we need to be able to
rollback
know that you're
code
trustworthy.
is?
Huh?
Because I think most
Oh, sure,
people
yeah.
are not going to
Yeah, in
know
like
what we
a
do when we're talking about this.
in the
Okay.
light of like how does it make my ping feel better?
Yeah,
In what
sure.
way does it make my ping feel better?
I'll summarize what it does and also what the majority of the time that I spend my time coding, like what I'm doing.
The
Okay.
promise of netcode is we don't like ping very much. And Minecraft is like coded for essentially survival gameplay. So it's networking and netcode and stuff is just not optimized for PvP. Whereas if you play a shooter game, ping usually doesn't feel that bad because they've optimized it. So we're just optimizing it in like we're optimizing it when Mojang could have, but didn't because they weren't making a PvP game.
Yeah. So, if you want to be a dev, make a ticket. If so, like in a let's take knockback for example, because that's like the main ping affected thing. Um, so let's say we have two players, right? And they're both connected to a server, and they both have 50 latency, which means that it takes 50/1000ths of a second for if one of the players sends something for the server to receive it. That means that so how Minecraft responds to knockback is you send some information and it takes 50 milliseconds to get to the server, and then the server says, okay, we've received that this guy is going to attack the other guy. He just swung his sword. We're going to pass along that message to the other player. So 50 milliseconds for it to get to the server, and another 50 milliseconds for it to get to the other player. So 100 milliseconds after you send the packet, or after you send the information, the other player finds out that they've been hit. The other player then goes, oh, okay, I need to have some velocity added to myself. I need to go flying off into the distance. So they add velocity, and then you have to wait until the player ticks, which is like an average of another 25 milliseconds. And then the player starts flying backwards. That player is constantly telling the server where they are in the world. Like they're just constantly resending their position. So then so 25 milliseconds pass, and then the player like takes knockback, and they send the first information back to the server saying like, hey, I need to take knockback. And then the server says, oh, okay, that player's taking knockback. And then they pass the message along to the guy who initially like attacked them. So to summarize, we got 50 plus 50 plus 25 plus 50 plus 50. So that is 225 milliseconds between you like hitting the attack key and the other player actually like moving on your screen if you have 50 latency. That's bad. Here's how it works in any other game. I send an attack packet to the server. I say, yo, I'm attacking them. It takes 50 milliseconds to get there, and then the server says, okay, and calculates the knockback and sends it back to you. And then they fly back after 100 milliseconds. So you're going to notice that Minecraft is more than twice as bad as every other game. Like they literally just double the time it takes for people to fly back. Because the server doesn't calculate anything. The server doesn't know what knockback looks like. The server like waits for your opponent to tell it what to do. Um, yeah, so how Rollback netcode works is you in normal Minecraft, right? We've got these three pumpkins, right? These two pumpkins with a candle are the two players, and this one I'm standing on is the server. The server is responsible for calculations like people taking damage, The clients are responsible for figuring out what they're doing. In rollback netcode, you don't have any of this setup. What you're sending the other player isn't any of the normal stuff like I attack another player. What you're sending the other guy is literally just like your inputs. So you'd say like, I press the attack key, I press the W key. And I want to be very clear, this is not spyware. And the reason why is because if you had spyware, then your replay would literally be like W key, O key, E key, something like that. But how this works is it's attack key, forward key, left key. And it doesn't record your key presses. It records what Minecraft thinks your key presses are. So for example, if I left click right now with the chat open, Minecraft doesn't think I'm pressing the attack key. Because the chat's open and you can't attack when your chat is open. If I type W, Minecraft doesn't think I'm pressing the forward key. Like I'm not moving forward. So it doesn't record that. It's only like actually in-game inputs. And then once you've sent the other guy your inputs, the other guy is gonna do like a ton of simulation and figure out if we go back to these pumpkins and if this entire setup existed, then what knockback should people be taking? So it just calculates literally everything. Except it can cheat and it can say like, yo, we received the inputs of the other guy. Now we're just going to make our calculate. We're going to calculate as if you were on a server that has really, really low latency. So that's rollback netcode. However, there's an issue with this. You don't receive the other guy's inputs instantly. You receive them after the latency. Like, let's say your latency to the other guy is like 60 milliseconds, right? If we want to pretend that you're on really low latency, then we can't pretend you're on 0 latency because we don't have the other guy's inputs immediately. However, in this traditional setup where the pumpkin's at, yeah. In this traditional setup, even if you're in a really low latency server, there still is a delay before anything, oh my god, before anything your opponents do affect you.
Yeah.
So for example, right, if there's a little delay before you get the other guy's inputs and can do simulation, then it's okay because even on a low latency server, you don't see the effects of their inputs immediately. So let me just give a
We've all
very
in your
simple example. Yeah.
When you're ready to move on as well, Panuel had a good question.
Yeah, there are a lot of
Lockbox,
questions.
All
which
right,
is
I'll wrap up.
how's the alt detection gonna work? Like, would be good.
Oh yeah, Lockbox has some good answers to that.
Got a
Okay,
little bit of stuff.
yeah, I can speak to that.
Yeah. All right, I'll wrap up really quickly. Let's say that you're on a low latency server where normally you would only see the other player fly back 50 milliseconds after they after you hit the attack key, which is by the way really, really good. If you do that, if you want to do that, then you can receive the opponent's inputs like 40 milliseconds after they send them, because then you have 10 milliseconds to do calculation, and so you still have all the information in time. And yeah. Oh, how did I didn't know how to code 2 years ago? I've just been hella locked in and grinding crazy hours. Like now I have like 2,000 hours of literally only modding Minecraft and trying to do stuff that has to do with the specific section of Minecraft's internals. So now I know like infinite things about it. But literally just like work on projects you're interested in and you'll learn.
Okay,
Right.
there's a lot of questions, and I think we should try to answer more questions in less time.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Can you get briefly into the anti-alt?
Yeah, so the main thing I've been working on recently is our hardware ID anti-alt. So it's not just anti-alt, it's anti-ban evasion, anti-alt, anti-account sharing. So like you can't boost people. The whole idea being that we would like to assign some unique identifier to your computer that tells us what it tells us when you're playing on your computer versus somebody else's computer, right? So this hardware ID is unique to your computer. So if you go on somebody else's computer and you try to play the game, your computer is going to report a different hardware ID, and we're going to know that you're playing on a different computer. The details of this are very complicated. There's a lot of cryptography involved. And the most common question is, well, why can't I just spoof it? Can I just spoof it? Can I just lie to you about what my computer's hardware ID is? And the answer is no, because this is the very fancy version of hardware ID that all the AAA competitive game studios use, which is based on TPM, which is a special little chip inside of your computer that only really exists to do, I don't know how to describe this, but cryptography challenges. So essentially it can prove for certain that you own the computer that you are claiming to own.
Yeah, it's just kind of like really complicated cryptography math.
By the way, do you guys want to do some team fights?
Sure.
I think we have enough people for a 10v10.
I mean, if you set it up, I'll
kind of-
join. Or wait, how do I?
Yeah, everyone want to go to let's go like versus, do the versus.
Are you gonna play?
Oh no, all right.
Okay. Which versus? Which is most empty? Versus 13.
Okay, I'm going to go through some of the questions kind of quickly. Where are all of these servers going to be located? States, countries, territories. So our servers are relay servers, and wherever the server is, essentially we're going to have a big network of servers, and our backend will figure out what the fastest way is to get packets between you and the opponent. So you will be connected to whichever, it can change depending on your opponent, but it'll give you the lowest latency possible. And the way that rollback netcode works, it will always give you a perfect ping matchup. So it will be as if there's a real Minecraft server halfway between the two of you. So if you are playing in NA East and somebody's playing in EU West, then the game will be the exact same as if you were playing on a server that existed in the middle of the ocean, like perfectly between.
And also too, just to elaborate on that, since the servers don't have to do any meaningful processing and they can be like super minimal, we're gonna buy cheap servers like literally everywhere. So the coverage will be really good.
You guys officially rescinded the partnership with MCTiers? Yes, that is the last, like, as of earlier last night, we came to the conclusion that we needed to ban Marlo, and Bravero is not willing to do so. So we separated. Still worth noting that a couple hours later, MCTiers did ban Marlo. Even in the Middle East, the poor Middle East players are like incredulous. We're gonna get a server. Would your stance change if Ryba resigns? My stance would. That would, I think, be a big step towards change. You have an idea on who Rapture is. Let's see. So the Rapture investigation was on pause for a little bit because the Marlo investigation was like taking precedent. So we were doing that first, and then we're dying. 3-man died. This is terrible. This is the worst thing ever. Okay. And then we're gonna get back into the Rapture investigation. A video came out recently, showing a bunch of links between Rapture and Hyde. And I did, before any of the evidence was deleted, I went to some of the old 2B2T servers where a lot of that evidence is stored. And I managed to record that for myself, so that we know it's not fakes. So that's a potential lead. That's not something we've spent a lot of time looking into yet. What if a person wants to switch devices? I mean, that's where we can take it case by case and be like, okay, this person is playing on a different computer, but like it still looks like the same player. It's the same, they're playing the same in the same settings and stuff. Like it doesn't look like they're account sharing. It doesn't it looks like the same player playing on both devices. So the hardware ID can tell us, hey, this looks really suspicious. This looks like it could be account sharing. And then all we have to do is take a look at it and see if it's like obviously account sharing or if it's obviously not account sharing.
Will you use the tiers name? I don't know. Honestly, that might come down to a community vote.
That's a great, yeah, it's still something we're kind of willing to go either way on that, because like there's a good argument for using them just because, like people know what low tier 3 is. If we say, hey, this guy is low tier 3, people already know what that means. On the other hand, I think there's a lot of sentiment in the community that we just want to move on. Actually curious what people's general thoughts, just like in the chat. Let's do a
Pat
poll.
as well. Someone's asking about the how this will work for high elo players, like queue times and all that. Oh, how do you think about MC updating to Vulkan, and how will it affect development? It's really it would be really like I'm actually really excited for the Vulkan stuff. It will mean that we need to like update. I don't think Vulkan is going to come out incredibly soon from Mojang. So, oh hey, I think we won. Go. So I'm not particularly worried about it. Like porting that code is way easier than making that code. Especially since a majority of the work is hopefully won't change that much with the new update. Also, specifically the Vulkan part is just absolute hell for any dev that has anything to do with the render system. But I'm not dealing with the render system. Like Rollback netcode doesn't care how information gets turned into frames.
Yeah. Is there a way for high elo to not just be whoever plays the most? Yes. Elo,
God,
first of all,
no, it is not whoever plays
first
the
of
most.
all, yeah,
It's
this
not that
is,
at all.
you get that a lot of times when you make something that is very, like elo is a specific algorithm, it's a specific thing. And a lot of people will basically make any system where numbers describe your rank and call it elo. That's the
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff
consequence.
that has been called elo in the community that did not work
It
like
isn't
that,
elo.
or that worked improperly. To be clear, like how the number rating algorithm works is you play some matches, and then like if those matches indicate that you're your rank, then your rank doesn't move. And if you're like performing better than your rank, then your rank goes up. And if you're performing worse than your rank, then your rank goes down. There is a brief burst at the start where like it doesn't know your rank, and so it's like looking at your matches against people with different skills and like calculating what it thinks your rank is. But other than that, it's like pretty normal. The math of it is a little more complicated, but I think that's a good way to describe it.
Hat, you made a poll with two options, like specific options, and then you put the responses as yes and no.
Hold on. Let's run the new. It seems that people think, yes, we should use tiers or a new ranking system. Not really sure what that means,
Bro,
but it's good
this
to know.
Okay.
How should we measure skills?
Will there be a full pre-made mods folder? Yeah. I think it'd be sick if in the mod it just like showed all the popular PvP mods and gave you like install buttons to them. But also, yeah, there'll be like a mod pack that's just like, here's the recommended PvP mod package, like, or here's our recommended, not the recommended. Just contains like all the normal PvP.
There's a lot to this one. Can we explain the Marlo ban meeting in more detail? What argumentation do I use to defend Marlo? One of the points was that, as you'll recall, the Discord messages that we confirmed we confirmed that they existed. Like we logged onto the account and confirmed that they were real messages sent when it looked like they were sent, all the way back to 2020. But they were sent to a deleted account. And obviously, they weren't sent to Marlo's main account. So from that point, it wasn't objectively proven that messages were sent to Marlo. I mean, the other explanation would basically be that someone spent 5 years making these messages to fake all this, which I think is just a
Oh yeah,
irresponsible
I can give a quick summary just to I would want to explain Marlo's defense. Just so this isn't like a completely one-sided stream. It is absolutely possible that she has other defenses, and this is not her full defense, I don't think. But essentially, if she was innocent, right, then that would mean that like 5 or 6 years ago, Danger Mario and friends came up with a plot to start faking messages to take her down. And a lot of there's like links in it that prove that like the messages are from someone who is Marlo, right? Like for example, the Marlo star thing. You look at those, you'd be like, okay, I feel like that means that this isn't someone trying to pretend to be Marlo. That means that this is Marlo. But for example, something that could turn out to be true and could be her defense is maybe she was telling like maybe she told Danger Marlo that she was considering Marlo Star or Marlo or something like that, and so he was able to like put these in the fake DMs. I currently don't think that that's really reasonable, or like we said, we think she's guilty beyond reasonable doubt. But essentially, to prove that she is innocent, she would show that all of the links or things that prove that messages are from someone who is Marlo. She would say like, no, look, like these are public information, like or I told someone else about it who could have told Danger Marlo.
Danger Marlo.
Sorry, Danger
Danger
Mario.
Marlo.
Yeah, that is
Do Re
what I
Marlo.
know of her defense of the alt stuff.
Gears is also saying you said Danger Marlo.
Yeah, my bad.
Oh, Gears. Gears is listening to me. Gears is spying on me. Combat Core really wants to duel, by the way. Have we fought Combat Core yet? I feel like
Okay, I'll accept the duel after this 10v10.
I feel like their dedication to the cause is just like very worth rewarding.
I
Okay,
want
Voodoo
to
text.
answer one question. Somebody asked, do you see the PvP community going more global with this project, like in-person events? And I think that's ambitious, but a great step that I think we are all or would be excited to take is any sort of tournament or league or event that can be live streamed and, you know.
I mean, you'd start with tournaments at all, basically, right? And then you can start moving them in person. It's kind of a thing where the PvP community started off, like right now, high testing is in a sort of unusual state where it happens behind closed doors. No one, like, I can't think of how many high tests I've watched live in the past year, but it's like very few. Whereas if I was like a very avid like Valorant fan, I probably would have watched a lot. But like getting live streamed tournaments, I feel like is like a necessary step. Something I think is worth. Zotao really wants to know this. Thoughts on demands with rejoining MC Tiers and Rai possibly stepping down. I think I've already given my 2 cents on that, but I would be curious what you guys feel about that. My 2 cents is that I feel like I think MC Tiers is done. I think it has.
But you do or you don't?
I don't think it's done. Like the MC Tiers community is still not done with MC Tiers.
You think it's like recoverable basically?
I do, but I think at this point, the trust is gone. In my opinion, is that I think like Rara stepping down would be a good step.
Yeah, I think other steps that I would like to see would be the admins have definitely too much power. Um, I think that right now, for example, the admins and overseers, I don't really know how you become an admin or overseer. Um, and I think that it's a fairly good argument that essentially like people like top players and people that put a ton of like time into the modes should have a bigger say in stuff. The counter argument to that is that being a good player doesn't mean you understand the mode well. It doesn't mean that you know what's best for the kit. Like top players disagree very strongly on kit stuff some of the time. Um, but I think like especially, I feel like the power is too much in the admins right now.
What made you part ways with MC Tiers, knowing that Rara is the current owner? That was the disagreement where we felt it was like completely necessary to ban Marlo.
There's an announcement in the ranked Discord server, which is linked in the stream description. The announcements channel
Yeah.
says why.
Previously we'd also had some very strong disagreements about how to handle the investigation in general. Like how we should even go about investigating Marlo. But in the end, it kind of came to the point where that didn't even matter because we had sort of concluded our own investigation.
Change kits. Maybe because okay, I should not speak on this because I don't understand PvP. Hat go.
He's hitting on Nethpot, which is my goat mode. Spear is not a big mode. Spear has been around for a while now, and none of the spear lists are very big. I think Spear is cool in concepts, but I haven't seen any spear kits that achieved very much that Mace hasn't already achieved. Oh my gosh, it's Marker.
What's good, Marker?
Cart is a really cool mode. Cart has the interesting thing about Cart is that I have a Google sheet for all this. Cart has very active high testing, and it has like a very good. There's a lot of skill in Cart PvP. The amount of like low testing players that play Cart is not very much. Like people don't play it very much at all compared to any other MC Tiers mode. Even though like Cart is, I think one of the reasons people cite Cart so much is that Cart is relevant in a way. Like people, there's a lot of SMPs that allow Cart, a lot of servers where people play Cart, so it's relevant in the same way that like UHC has been relevant and SMP is relevant, and now Mace is like Mace and Vanilla are relevant. Is that it gets used in real servers. The actual Cart competitive Cart PvP scene is not taken off as much as you would think, even though I think especially like Cart and Spear both are worth giving an opportunity. Because like, you know, limited time mode, doing like some of the sub tiers modes in ranked for a while to see how they do. I wear hats all the time. I never wear hats. I don't know if I own any hats. I don't think I have a hat. This Blake says Spear Mace is amazing. I think it's Blake isn't trustable.
How do we know you
trust
guys
us,
aren't
but
connected to Danger Mario? Let me think about that. I guess okay. One reason is that Dream trusts us, and he's been doing his own investigation. If you search the ranked Discord for his messages, he was vouching for us. Um, that was on the 22nd, I think. So like, it's possible that he no longer thinks that. I hope not. What? Let's see. We were started of Marlo, like all the people with the OG.
yeah, PvP ranked is Ranked is old.
If you decide to create ranked,
Not
you're
old,
just
but
like
it's
people that existed and were like, this thing should be made, like, let's make it. And then we
is
ended up partnering with them.
is there a world where Jai Guy and Rai step down? Okay, so here's the thing about that. About, I would say, 24 hours ago, I thought that there was not a world where Marlo would get banned on MCTiers. I just thought it was like clearly impossible. Maybe enough community pressure and like enough people like showing that they care would like maybe that could pressure her into getting banned in like a few weeks, a few months. And then it took about like after our announcement, a couple hours for her to get banned. So I think the community has a lot more power than I thought it did, and I think it has a lot more power for like a lot more power than they thought it did. I think it's one of the staff discords, someone said the main thing that I've learned from this is that we are MC tiers, and I feel like that's kind of corny. I kind of like that in the sense that just like the tier list ceases to function if it has no staff. I think you can, and it ceases to be a tier list if it has no players. So almost any I think almost any change is essentially doable because the tier list literally doesn't work and doesn't exist without staff and players in any meaningful capacity. We get the Discord ID of the deleted account. I think deleted accounts have a generic ID. I
Oh
just heard that
yeah.
from Spook. Someone could tell me if
All
I'm
Discord
wrong.
deleted accounts have the same ID. I haven't verified it myself, but I really trust Spooked to know what they're talking about. And it also does sound familiar.
Vuatex is saying
If it
that
turns out
Hawaii
we're
had it.
wrong and someone sends proof of that with like a Discord article or something in the chat, then like that would be interesting. But I'm pretty sure it's true. Okay, Gears says they do all have the same ID. Technically, you could find the old ID of the original account if it's still logged, but it'll be hard to find a use for it unless you have old logging. Oh, so basically, like if someone screenshotted the ID back before it was deleted, then you could find it, but not otherwise. What are some things you need devs for? Like I said before, netcode is kind of an interesting case because it is very important that it be closed source, but if it is open source, then we can get a lot of help. And right now, we're still like trying to make it so that no cheaters will ever have access to the source code. So we're only doing like people that we really trust.
Someone's suggesting
Um,
that the real Marlo
for netcode
was the
specifically.
friends that we made along the way.
They might be right.
Will we allow an appeal? I mean, if new evidence comes along, like we'll obviously look at it because it's just definitely there wouldn't be an appeal on the basis of I'm sorry, but there would like if she comes out with proof that she's innocent, then like it'd be very irresponsible to not look at that. It's one of the reasons we were more comfortable with pushing for a ban earlier is that it was doing so much. It seemed so. The situation was so bad and so suspicious, and the potential harm of banning like falsely when someone is like planning on making a response in many weeks is lessened by the fact that you can unban people. How customizable are the kits going to be? It's going to be similar to like the kits you see. It's not going to be like PvP Legacy. It's going to be like constant kits. The vanilla kit will of course be customizable. You can, I mean, you can change your layout if that's what you're asking. You can change the kit layout in the little editor. Definitely not gonna make our own tier list. I feel like that would be kind of pointless. I don't think. I feel like PvP ranked is in some way like the end game of where competitive PvP should be, and the tier list is kind of the first thing that we thought of.
I think that like Minecraft's competitive PvP needs to move to like a ranking system that uses like numbers and stuff. I'm
Numbers
pretty
and stuff.
confident that like the netcode is going to be really good, especially because we're going to have like all the top players test it and stuff. And we've just done so much work onto the theory of it, and like a research that I'm pretty sure it's going to be good. If it is good, then I think it's like very likely that it just feels better than all the other PvP services. Um, yeah, I hope it feels like it. I think very, very low chance that it doesn't feel good. Um,
Good
if
question. How
that does happen, then I mean, then I guess like people will use other systems, right? But again, like even if netcode, I think it is. I think netcode will be really good. I guess KB sync. KB sync is like
why?
a tiny, tiny fraction of what netcode is doing. Like I don't know if you were listening earlier, but netcode is essentially like I didn't talk about this, but it simulates alternate realities to make it that the interpolation looks better.
Also, the
Uh,
most very important to know that
yeah,
KB sync is on one end. KB sync can only change what the server tells the client to do. Like the KB sync can only it's a plugin, so it changes what the server tells the player to do, but it can't. It changes what the server is telling the player is happening, but it can't change how the player runs things. Like it can't make the player. It can make the server stop doing the dumb things that the server is doing, but it can't make the player stop doing the dumb things that the player is doing.
I think I can kind of sum up a good example or explanation of what the netcode actually means. Essentially, your computer is going to be simulating the entire network that normally exists in a traditional vanilla server. So normally there's like player A, player B, and a server in between them. And so in our case, both players, their computers are going to be simulating the like the entire client server client vanilla network. So both players have the entire server and both clients on their computer, which means, and we can simulate it however we want. Like we can define, okay, we want to simulate a server with two clients that are at 25 ms ping. And maybe that'll look good if the connection is good enough. Maybe it would look strange if you're too far apart for a 25 millisecond ping latency to work, because you obviously can't know things before they happen. But that's kind of I think that's a good way to think about it, is that you have the entire network on your computer. And that means that we can do a whole lot of shenanigans to make your ping literally as good as possible. And regular Minecraft servers don't have access to this sort of technology because they don't have access to your client.
ping-based matchmaking, yes, yeah. The matchmaker takes into account like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it tries to find you a match that is a combination of low ping and like an even skill match, and of course avoiding fighting the same person over and over again. Is PvP ranked evil? Evil Overlord, can you talk about whether we're evil?
Oh no, sorry, we're not evil.
Okay, that's good to know. Blaze, does that reassure you, Blaze? He's reassured, I think. We talk about
Well,
ranked
when we
cosmetics.
talk about cosmetics,
Gambling, 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 gambling.
Oh my god, we are not doing that. No, yeah. So one of the motivations for starting the project as well was that I play a lot of Overwatch, and their monetization is kind of crazy. They use whale theory, which is like let's make everything ridiculously expensive, and then like Fred and Joe will buy it, and no one else can afford it. But Fred and Joe will have paid so much that it's okay. Uh, that sucks. So we're not doing that. Also, because we don't have to actually have our servers do any processing, they're literally just relaying information. Our server costs are lower, like a lot lower than like normal Minecraft servers. So we can afford to have way less predatory monetization.
Also, we're not very profit-oriented people. We have made no money this entire time, and we're not really planning around the idea of really making money besides what is necessary to run the servers.
It'd be nice to not have it be losing money all the time. But yeah. Someone said, question about elo decay. No. If you, the general consensus is that if you don't play for a long enough amount of time, then you'll be made like inactive. We won't just like take a tier 3 and say that you're tier 4 now because you didn't play for a couple weeks, and so you're just tier 4 now. That's not very accurate. And the system's also just like very, very obnoxious.
I think there's some value in having decay at the top level because it keeps things competitive. If people are really interested, say you want to say like one of the top players and you want to prove that you are the best player, you can't really do that if nobody's online. You need people at your level to be around and willing to play against you. And if there's no reason to engage with the system, then if people just let their tiers go inactive and they're happy with that, then you just get less engagement. But yeah, it's a complicated thing.
Let's talk about seasons. Lockbox is a fan of seasons.
I do like seasons.
Oh, Hat, I don't know if you have the answer to this, but someone
Oh,
has
it's
been
going to be a hard
asking
question.
a lot of times, what are the limitations for the crystal kit? Like firework, rocket cap, totem cap, answers, stop airing me in all caps.
Limitations for the crystal kit. Okay, so first of all, I mean the template that you're going off is the VTL crystal kit. There's going to be, obviously, you can make some changes. VTL crystal kit is long as fuck, and it would be probably not a good experience to play a lot of games on that kit. Like right now, we have a system where we basically have people do like many hour long match, and then they do like one match every few months, like a couple matches every few months. So some stuff to try to shorten the kit is definitely going to be tried. But the template that you're going to be looking at is the vanilla tier list kit. We're also going to be, just for especially for load testing, for logistics, we're going to be limiting like stupid stuff like distance, because obviously you don't want to queue into a game and have some guy dig straight down and build a dripstone trap. So like items that are gonna be abused by people to try to break the rules and try to stall and run are not gonna be like allowed. Oh, it's static beam.
Static, did that answer your question?
Yeah, but your template would be the VTL.
How much does it cost to have matchmaking servers, and do you plan to evolve them after a reasonable period of time? So we've been doing a lot of like research into networking. Right now we're looking at AWS, Amazon Web Servers. They have like a really good package, and it's very low latency. Do you plan to
Guys,
evolve them? Yeah. So another thing about Amazon Web Servers that's nice is that they have, first of all, they have really good DDoS protection, which is helpful. But also it auto scales. So instead of us paying like whatever it is, $100 a month, and we have like these amount of servers, and if there's less people online, it's bad, and if there's too many people online, it's bad. AWS just like gives us a number of servers equal to like the number of players online, or like proportional. So like if a ton of people come online, then we just pay them more money for those few hours.
Someone's asking, is someone just joined and asked, is it ELO? It's open skill, which is, I don't want to just say better ELO because that sounds arrogant, but
Elo is bad and has a lot of issues. A bunch of really smart people improve the math a lot. Um, we're using like the good versions that modern AAA games use.
Xbox could speak better to what the difference is, but the simplest way is better ELO, and it doesn't take as long. Like if you've never played before, it doesn't take as many games to get to a state of your rank is accurate now.
People
We can
is
do.
asking, how do you? Huh?
How do you plan to handle the practice server tournaments in the website? So I don't think a practice server is necessary. Like a separate practice server. Like an unranked queue is something that I think is still possible to do with a big enough like player base. There's a lot of benefit to having people do all of their games on ranked because you just get more information that way. You don't get people worrying about like, oh, do I feel good now and only playing like a couple games on ranked, because we just get way more information if people play on ranked all the time. But I think it would still be nice for people to be able to do their warm-ups on ranked without having to like log off and play on a different server to do their warm-ups, because people are, no matter what we do, people are going to want to do warm-ups. I'm going to want to do warm-ups. Any more information about Marlo's voice test? That's a good question. Yeah, so that was a 13-minute call. Provided a 3-second clip. Yes, that is cherry picked. That was just the most notable event in the call. Was something that was suspicious. And like a general summary of the call is that we asked her to talk about, this is true, we asked her to talk about tacos just to prove that she was like someone that could talk and it wasn't pre-recorded. We had a good discussion about tacos, and then there was like many requests for her to change the pitch of her voice, either to be like very, very deep or like really high, either with, just in general, or do re mi, or like screeching. And over the whole call, there was no significant pitch change. I didn't hear really much pitch change at all. There was like 6 people in the call, and I think they heard more pitch change than me, but it was still just not significant. And also, especially notably, the like sort of squeak slash screech did not sound anything like a squeak slash screech. Someone says nice vocal range. It's very kind of you, sir. Who's in the call? Let's see. It's me, Lockbox, Marlo, of course. I believe the randomizer. Gears. Oh yeah, Gears was there. Is Gears still here? Jack is here. Where can I find the 3-second clip? It is way back in the stream. But no, if someone has the timestamp.
Are any of the engineers on the team actually good at PvP? Um, yes, but I want you to understand, I do not pretend at all to know anything about PvP. Um, Pat knows a lot about PvP. Like literally anytime anything matters, such as like a question about how KB stuff should be coded, or like literally anything kit, or just literally anything that requires me to know anything about the game. Is this the other team? That is the other team. Yeah, I got a kill. Like we just delegate to people who know what they're doing. Like the actually like good players, like the tier 2s and tier 1s and stuff.
I'm so good at the game.
I'm very bad.
Do you? I know I've Overlord has played a little bit in the sense of he dueled a bunch to test just like, and that's
Oh
it. And
yeah,
then he learned a lot because like repeat dueling, it's a very unfun way to learn, but repeat dueling some tier 3 is like a pretty good way to learn how to survive.
do
You plan
you?
to give
Yeah, you
Oh,
can answer.
are we both? Yeah, we're both reading the same question. This is a good one. Do you continue to plan to give regulators and overseers from MC tiers any power? Yes, I think that a problem that we ran into multiple times in MC tiers was that admins had ultimate authority. And so if the management of some game mode makes a decision and one of the admins doesn't like it, they can veto it. And then there's not the path to resolving that kind of sucks. Like if the entire management of that game mode still doesn't agree with that admin, they don't have any way to like override the decision. So what kind of winds up happening is the only way that an admin's decision, this is how it used to work. The only way you could override an admin's decision was with other admins potentially. It's like problematic since the other admins are often busy. In our case, a lot of the admins were trying to work on PvP ranked and like weren't necessarily like you'd rather have the mode management manage the mode mostly themselves. But there was no we like wound up having to bring in admins that were unrelated because it was the only way to overturn the decision of any singular admin. So I would, if we were to, first of all, if anyone were to be just like trying to change MC tiers for the better, I think one good place to start would be have some more set in stone agreement of the mode management actually does have some genuine power over
Yeah. Also,
the
something to
others.
clarify. Like, we are not part of MC2s right now, so it's not like we can enact these ideas right now. Uh, this is just like what we would push for if we rejoined. Just like our thoughts on what would be good.
I think that's one of the good things that could come out of all of this is that if the staff come together and get some of these changes made, I think we could come out with a better system than we came in with.
It's Crystal. Um, yes.
Oh
Also,
no.
yeah, I really like this map though. Because everybody knows that designing a system of government is really easy. Uh, I definitely think there need to be like longer discussions with like a lot of the staff on like ways this should go and like balancing giving people like oh my god, my scoreboard isn't on. I don't even know what team I'm on. I should be paying more attention. Uh, balancing giving more power to people who actually understand the mode. Which like for example doesn't necessarily include
The lighter in
all
this
of
kit?
the
Is
like
there a
top
mace?
players.
Just need to make
Balancing
sure you're
that with
not
not giving admins all the power. God. Uh,
you're gonna get like 5 bombed.
that guy really dodged a bullet, killing me early. I was about to annihilate him.
Just trust PvPR staff and admins, yes. Don't worry about it. Just listen, just do what we say. Do not
We
worry about it.
love unquestioned dictatorships. Yeah,
Stop using anti-rubes language. It's a very niche reference. I really hope at least man, you'll get that reference. You know what I'm talking
that's an
about.
excellent meme.
Someone said, how are you going to solve the ping problems if two players are from different regions? We talked about this a little bit, so I'll kind of summarize it again. One of the main things that's awesome about the netcode that we are implementing is that cross-region, we can pretend that there's a Minecraft server perfectly between you two. So you get the best ping possible. And we essentially do this by having both players' computers simulate what would be happening if they were playing on a server that was perfectly between them. That's like the really short explanation, but yeah, it's complicated. We'd like to explain it more in the future.
Who is that charismatic voice that I'm hearing? Lockbox.
Yeah, we could do the voice thing again. What's good? I'm evil overlord.
What the fuck?
Hat. Oh my god.
He's evil overlord.
Wait, guys, has anyone noticed? Guys, I think Evil Overlord's name has evil in it. Has anyone noticed this?
Bro, don't spread secrets. What are you doing?
Someone's gonna make a video on this. We're gonna get like a. It's just gonna be the word evil circled and like a arrow pointing to it with a big like. I don't know, just a Mr. Beast reaction. Hat, can you meow? Is this the? This is how the PvP community gets me to meow? Is like, I want to know if my voice is real, and they're like, Hat, we know you're using a voice changer. Voice changers can't meow. On Hat.
Someone said, will we be able to queue private matches against friends to utilize this ping
Yes.
matchmaking? Yeah, for sure.
Is Blue Bandit in chat?
We can also use it for tournaments so that tournaments have the best possible ping.
All of you say, oh, someone's asking for another one of the do re mi fa sol la ti do.
Just go back to the beginning. We already did it.
Yeah,
Sorry, my voice changer can only do that once.
that's Blue Bandit. Was there?
I'm out of tokens on my voice changer.
Damn. Like we could. Do you not have your credit card attached to it? Like,
Why not newer versions? We're gonna finish making netcode and then we will port to newer versions. Oh, also, as for like new items and stuff, like we've already ported Mace. There's a mod called Faithful Mace. It ports the Mace. If Sphere PvP becomes like a main mode, then we'll just port it too.
well, the cross region duels feel like hyping. They'll feel like let's not get boxed. Let's kill Robinate. I feel like we could be crystalling Robinate right now. I don't remember. I think team killing is on in Crystal on Legacy. Should have said that in front of an audience. I don't think I should let people know that.
Oh yeah. Everyone go support Eximity. That like the fact that he got spotted is like horrible.
Not in general,
Like,
but like, yeah, it's no one deserves to get swatted. He's done a lot of. The video he made has brought a lot of positive change. Will the cross region? Sorry, I got distracted. Will the cross region duels feel like hyping? They'll feel a lot lower ping than what they currently are. I mean, it depends. Like, if you're playing across the entire world, I'm sure it'll still feel like won't feel quite the same as playing in your own. Won't feel all the same as playing in your own region. It'll be much more viable than it is right now, which is something I think will be like it's kind of an understated change to high testing because high testing right now there's a lot of cross region fights just because there's not enough people within your region to fight, and a lot of the cross region fights essentially start to feel like not very cross region. Wants to know if you're going to develop a money making system. So if some kind of NFT, I think an NFT would be good.
oh, have we contacted MTSR? Yes. They haven't responded. I'm not sure. I think it's possible that they don't really want to get involved because they looked to see what was happening in the PvP community and they saw that like freaking everyone is being investigated. So I can't completely like. I don't understand them not responding.
Will region or will low ping or close matches be prioritized in matchmaking? I mean, both.
Low
Like
ping,
they're both
yeah.
going to
Ping is
be.
considered.
Yeah,
Basically,
they're both considered equally.
we have like an overall. Okay, a summary of how it works, like very roughly, is that we say like we need 100 quality points for a match to work, and like the match being close in skill and ping both contribute to quality, and we like determine how much each one contributes, and so we kind of like decide like a quality threshold, and that threshold might be like well, I don't know specific numbers, but that yeah.
When is Kylaz being investigated? Someone leaked the Kylaz investigation in chat.
I don't
There's a
think
good
so.
question here. Someone said, "Isn't it going to be kind of weird since you're going to play on different ping with every match?" This gets into a bit of the more complicated end of the netcode, but it is actually possible for us to give you the same ping every match. So if there's enough players to give you reasonable queue times within a 2-tick delay, then we can just set your delay to 2 ticks all the time, and you will get the same experience. You can also customize that. So it might be the case that you would rather play on a higher ping and get less stutters if your internet stutters, or you want to play on a lower ping and you're willing to, deal with some stuttering. Basically, you can choose and you can adjust it, but that's kind of advanced, and I don't know if we'll have that at release, but it'll be one of the things we work on.
For cosmetics, there's all kinds of basically, obviously, nothing that gives you competitive advantage. Let's see. People were talking about like custom. There's a lot of ideas about custom shields. It's even possible for us to do like customized arenas. Although I think that would be like higher effort than. I mean, there's the basic like titles and stuff. We have a forum in our Discord if you also have like more ideas about this. There's a good suggestion forum that has a big dump of like all of the good cosmetics. I was asking why not do region-based matchmaking? I mean, ping-based matchmaking is just the better version of region-based matchmaking.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
suggestions forum in the rank server is like amazing. Those guys are like incredible. They literally have just been like cooking in advance how like half of the systems should work.
A
Like
lot of
huge credit to
PvP
everyone
ranks
over there.
is actually just us stealing people's suggestions. Like a lot of the features and like way things work.
This is true. This is very true.
We still have a general policy of every suggestion gets read. Like every suggestion is looked at some point. At Jenny mod, I think we should kill Carnage.
Carnage, we can't do that because of intellectual property rights.
Wait, how is Dream related to
And
the
like 7 other
situation?
reasons. Huh?
What's the thoughts on Dream and the situation with PvP Club? What's okay? Is Dreamman still reading every message? That I remember you doing that at some point. You said you went and read the whole general chat history. But have you read the logs files? Well, tiers no longer transfer. If we're not like working with MCTiers anymore, then yeah, like obviously we're not gonna transfer over all the MCTiers tiers. Let's not talk about the logs. Yeah, we've been
We
getting
get
a
a
lot of
settings reveal.
tickets. We've been getting a lot
Um,
of tickets about people who are previously banned. It's not going to be an auto like everyone gets pardoned in release, just because I feel like it's pretty predictable what's going to happen when you release a service on which everyone has been pardoned. So like people that were banned on ranked because of a ban from MCTiers, a default is not to unban it unless the ban was something really unrelated, or like an invalid ban reason. Again, for a similar reason, like if you're, if the Punisher got you for toxicity, then we would rather not become the server where we didn't ban anyone for toxicity, and so everyone comes over to our server after they get banned. What type of mods are going to be allowed? Like any mod that's not cheating. Like we're going to get a big list of mods to whitelist and allow, and then like continually grow it from the community. Any mod that's not a competitive advantage we can allow.
someone was saying in the chat, like, there's an anti-cheat question. What ways do you have to combat a bunch of really complicated ways to inject code in hacked clients? Because huge, ginormous game studios can't do it, it would be very arrogant for us to say, like, oh, all the major games can't do this and are constantly having issues with it. But we, using like a Java client mod, can build a client-side anti-cheat that works and that people will never figure out how to bypass. That's just not a good idea. So all of our anti-cheat measures, like rollback netcode, makes it literally impossible to do stuff like fly hacks and reach. Like it doesn't even work. Like if you only send inputs to the other player. So you can't send a packet saying like, oh, I left clicked and even though they're out of reach I hit. Like that you just can't. That's not
Just
information
send a
you can
packet that says
send.
I left click, and it's not up to you whether you hit them or not.
Yeah.
It's not your decision.
Yeah, yeah. So
So if
like
you say, "Hi, I think I hit this dude," the server says, "I don't really care," and you can lie to
yeah,
yourself.
what you could do, and like this works in other games as well. You can like try and make like aim assist and macros and stuff, things that work in every video game that has an anti-cheat. And so we combat those in ways that the other games combat them as well. Like we look at basically the data of you, like your consistency. Like is this consistency insane? Like is this timing human? And actually one of the things that we're working on right now, um, that I haven't had as much time to manage as I'd like because I've been investigating, is ranked is not going to be out for like months, right? But if we can collect input data about people, like the same very non-invasive, uh, like not spyware input data, and also just like aim data of anyone who's doing like a high tier test, then that's really, really good. That provides us like with the information we can use to like analyze aim and stuff. Because for example, analyzing Marlo's aim, it's been kind of difficult because it's just like we're looking at like montage videos that also, have like interpolation in the frames and stuff. So it just would have been a lot easier if she had been using a mod that recorded all that data. And then of course if people aren't recording their tier tests, uh like maybe because their PC can't handle it, then they can use this mod. So we're working on that. I don't have enough time to work on it right now, so there's some other awesome people that are helping me. But yeah.
The input mod be posted on GitHub. It'll definitely be, the input mod would be open source.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like if we're gonna have all the high testing players use it, yeah, it'd be open source. As also, if you try to use an inject client or something, you run into a tough space because on the tier list, you can obviously you play whatever Minecraft server, and whatever Minecraft server that you play on, that you test on, isn't gonna have the thing where you can't lie about what you're doing. Because on ranked, if you try to do something like velocity or reach, it just doesn't work because it's not how the game runs anymore. If you try to do something like tbot and macros, we can still do the stuff that the tier list does, which is, you know, analyze video evidence. I think moving to requiring hand cams more often would be a very dual Kylaz, please dual Kylaz. I believe
Is
you'll win.
Kyla's ice cream bar or is that someone else?
Kylaz is just Kylaz. They're not that good. You'll win. Dual Kylaz and sword PvP.
Invalid or expired. Oh darn. That's too bad.
Send another one, please.
Oh, fine.
But then we still have the old methods of investigating, like tbot and macros. But then we also have the input tracking. So we're already a bit of a step ahead, and I think the input tracking will make it much harder to use. It'll catch a lot of the macros that are just like soft enough to not be obvious on video, that are like not extremely advanced enough to like to be basically just mimicking a normal input anyway. Also, from that, we'll learn a lot more about how macros work, because we can look at the recordings of like how macros normally behave. It's true, you can't jump.
Wait, hold on.
I feel like jumping is an important part of sword PvP. I wonder if I wonder if you can jump reset.
Yeah.
I wonder if you can jump reset without something working. Are the communities going to work for game mode? I don't think it would be a good idea to make 8 discords, 1 per game mode, if the discords aren't going to be used for tier testing, because like a lot of what the discords are there for is tier testing. And a lot of the activity on the discords is like people who are because they want a tier test and then they like hang around and chat. So I think 8 discords would just be like way too much space and a bit bloaty. But like generally, like I think a community discord would be a really good thing to have, where we can do we can have the game nights, we can have the polls, and it'll have a lot of space because that'll be what it's dedicated for. Then the main discord would just be like how to play PvP rank, how to install it, etc. And then having a separate ban appeal server as well.
Well, Kyla's is like high tier 5. Okay. Yeah, I should be able to win then.
This is not I25. Kyle, this is low tier 3.
I do got this. I'm totally not going up against like someone who's been rank 1.
I was really hoping that you wouldn't know who Kaz was.
Kyla said their game crash. Oh hell.
You won!
What a coward. What a
I
coward.
did
You
win!
won!
Oh my god.
Clip. Hold on. At least someone here
On stream to a
someone here
ton
can
of
get that clip.
people. Kyla's.
You send that, if you
Wow.
ping me in the ranked general chat with that clip, I would be eternally grateful. I'm so grateful. If someone can get that in the ranked general chat.
Did you reach out to MCSR? Yes. I guess we could partner with them. We're kind of in different territories right now. Like, I'm not
good
really
question would
sure
be-
what exactly we would do if we were partnered.
I don't think it's really about partnership. I just think we work on very similar things, and I would love to hear some of how they've solved some of the problems that they run into that we're inevitably going to run into. And I think they could benefit from some of the work that we've been doing, especially like hardware ID they could take. Like I'd be totally happy to help them with that or anything. Like I think we just have similar problems, and it'd be cool to talk.
Yeah, I don't really know what a partnership would mean in that case. I don't think MCSR is going to touch ranked with a 10-foot pole. That's possible. I have a vivid memory of people asking for tier segregate. I wonder if Blue Bandit's still in. I attest to this. I have a vivid memory of people asking for tier segregated lobbies in ranks. And PvP Legacy was like, we are not getting near the tier list because they're weird and we're weird. Apparently UHC guy is allowed in our chat. This is a sobering realization. He still has that PFP. What did he? You know what you did. Will you be able to jump in PvP ranks? There is
Oh, wait,
unreleased
wait, wait.
footage.
Kyla's hitting me like fix it. Let's go.
There's
I can jump now.
unreleased footage of jumping in PvP ranked. Evil Overlord is not hitting on you. I'm hitting on you. Let it be known. There's
Okay.
there is unreleased footage of jumping in PvP ranked though. Looks pretty good. It varies a lot. Sometimes you jump 1 block, sometimes you jump 2 blocks. But it's a lot of fun. I'm thinking that we should add more jumping. Okay, I think Kylas is trying now.
I got 3 hits in the last thing wall. No.
There's some weird uppercut going on near the end there that I like would want to examine the footage on. Just because I've never seen that tech before, but
I would not be surprised if Kyla
might just
was inventing tech.
I think it just looked weirder on my end. I think it was this is an East server. You mind if someone pings you for whatever? Yeah, I don't really mind if I have time to read it, I'll read it. And if I don't, I just don't worry about it too much. 100 players on a Google Doc. I remember like the spreadsheet days, and I feel like the spreadsheet like used to it just used to be a spreadsheet is a good example of how like we've always ran things basically. I feel like the tier list is like the spreadsheet in a way where it's like this is the first thing we thought of, and then that's kind of what we stuck with for a very long time until someone made something different. Until someone made like a
Getting
bot on the
rolled.
website, we could automate it. The tier list is still kind of in that spreadsheet state where this is the first. If you hold on, if you hit her, I think you hold
I've
on. If
gone
you
like
did,
1 for 10.
I believe that if you just jump towards her. Yep. Okay.
I need to use the wall. Oh, the mod handle keybind mods?
Unfair.
It's compatible with them. Like the way it reads your inputs is done in a way that's like very specifically like intended to be compatible with everything.
Yeah, the Minecraft is just not built for competitive P very well. Competitive PvP.
Assuming
That's
there's
why we're
walking,
messing
will
with the net code.
sprinting be added to rank? We'll consider it.
I think both sprinting and jumping would be good features.
I think we should just paywall it.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
wait. Do people have? I'm looking in the chat for real questions. Is it available on moderns? Yeah, that's the version for beta testers. Like you can download the mod, but it just tells you like you're not whitelisted. It also it's like very badly obfuscated. That's not the obfuscation that we're like intending to actually use for the final. That's just like super basic, like lowest level effort. We're using Zelix Classmaster for the final,
PvP
which
ranked.
is not intended to be
PvP.
perfect. But it's gonna annoy the absolute hell out of anyone who doesn't know what they're doing.
How we got into the PvP community. I've been playing the game for a while. I have the sort of SMPs to SMP videos to clown peers to PvP legacy to tier list pipeline that many youth have been sucked into before. I've been playing for like many years now. And then Evil Overlord. Yeah. Evil Overlord, like a long time friend who was like, I think that started working on basically like I think that and like PvP is in a bad state and it like can do better and I'm willing to try to make it better, so I must just start doing that and see how it goes. The Dark Stormy Night in Galaxia General VC is true. It wasn't that stormy. It's getting pretty late also, EST. And some of us are EST.
Yeah, I think
Like
Lockbox will have
sometimes.
to do something soon. So especially if anyone has questions related to like hardware ID or like anything related to the rating system or ranking system, because Lockbox is incredibly skilled at like all of that math.
We could also wrap up here. We have a bunch of
We could see if there's just a few more questions, just generally. But I would be happy to wrap because I am tired and I have not been getting enough sleep.
That is fair.
competitors. MC PvP ranked mod. There was some concerns about how that was being coded, but I haven't kept up with that. Outflow PvP goes well. I like that someone is trying to do the basic step of let's get a basic rating system and put it on a server and just see if that works. I feel like it's one of the good things spawned from all the Marlo drama is people like dissatisfied with what was going on. They're like, hey, we're gonna make something different. We may as well not make it a tier list. What
Also,
happens when
competition is
flow?
just like inherently very good for the community because then there's
You're
more
not
systems and whichever one is better will win, even if there
you're
is like
not
a
getting
splitness in the
bought
middle.
out
Huh?
though. We're not getting bought out though. Um, we've got a lot of offers to buy us out, and it's just not really something that we would like to, because then we just not very money oriented, and then we would lose autonomy over our projects.
Subtiers Elytra asked like, if you get a new PC, how do you not get banned by hardware ID? To be clear, it's not like an instant auto ban type of thing. Well, I guess Logbox can explain it better.
It says, hey, take a look at this. This guy's on a new PC. You should check to see if this guy's account sharing or not.
Yeah, Logbox, you can describe it.
It's a massive
Yeah,
flag.
the actual hardware ID, I guess mod that it'll end up being is pretty hard to implement. But an underrated part of it is how do you actually apply that? How do you not accidentally ban people because they're playing on their sibling's computer? Things like that. It's hard. It's hard to do, and it's the reason why, as Overlord said, you don't just ban people because they're playing on a new machine. You have to actually kind of look at a an array of evidence based on maybe uh, their behaviors as a player, their settings, keybinds. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do to try and figure out if somebody is ulting or account sharing or yeah, it's not easy. It's not just like a one and done. Whoa, they're playing on the same machine, ban them. So it's hard, but essentially it has to be an informed decision that we're going to have to put a lot of effort into making.
Yeah, using the same same settings, even like your kit layout, etc. Your gameplay. Like if suddenly someone gets on your account and you start playing way better, like the exact same day you change computers, that's a little weird. Hat is talking right now. Closer.
Oh, also if your machine is banned, like if you play on an account and we catch you cheating and we ban you, that is something that we can, if you create a new account, instantly ban you for. If you are hardware ID banned and you create a new account, the next time you try to log in on your new account, that account will be immediately banned.
And if
Maybe not immediately,
like,
maybe we wait and do like a, delay it a little bit, but that's a pretty unambiguous case.
if you are in the very rare case where, like, say you and a sibling both play and your sibling manages to get themselves banned, like, you can make an appeal.
It's worth noting that my brother has the same PC as me. Comes up a lot, but like 2/3 of the time that it comes up, it's someone blatantly alting thing. That's the case. It is still something that we should be prepared to handle. So it's not like it's basically just a massive flag of like it is insanely useful to know, hey, this account is being played on multiple computers. Also, another thing that we could see is if you buy a new computer, if you go back to your old computer, that's pretty weird. If you're account sharing and then someone else starts playing on your account, then you start playing on your account again, you'll be swapping between PCs very often. That doesn't make a lot of sense for someone who has bought a new computer. Is there any more questions we want to cover?
I see a good one. How future-proof is the ranked code? Are new updates going to take a while when new versions come out? It's about as not future-proof as it possibly could be. It's very particular to the version that we are building for. Eventually, it'll come time that we need to port over to a new version, like the version just gets too old. And that will be a large undertaking. And at that point, we might have a better way of going about it so it doesn't take so long.
Yeah, also, to be clear, like the Vulkan stuff is really good for Minecraft, so like we will port to that because it's gonna make a huge difference in people's frames. But we have a pretty good option in a lot of cases in that, like, if you're on, I don't know, whatever it is, like 1.22 and you're playing ranks, then 1.23 comes out and they like alter KB slightly and add a new item. It's really not that bad for us to backport that. And that kind of like that works. I'm not insanely worried about the Vulkan stuff just because we don't care about the render engine. Like the ranked code doesn't deal with the render engine, so the fact that the render engine is being rewritten is fine. We will have to port forward, and like there's gonna be a lot of changes in the code. Netcode has been coded in a way so that it is easiest to move it to new versions, but it would still be very difficult. Yeah.
I think that's probably a good number of questions to end it off on.
Kotlin or Java?
Right.
Java.
Yeah. Right. Good night, guys. It's probably night for
Alright.
most of these people. Like it's too early for any other regions to be on.
Modes and kits, MCTiers modes and kits. Like until further notice. Or if we think slight changes should be made. They're good modes and kits.
It's 4 a.m. Someone's oh no.
Oh my god! Oh no.
Individual
I'm
is
sorry for
located.
keeping you up. Yeah, sorry. Will the KV mimic vanilla at high MS? Yeah. Like the whole point of netcode is that it's simulating what vanilla would look like. Like if it wasn't acting like vanilla, then we have failed as coders.
That's something we'll heavily
Like
test.
vanilla, but better.
Yeah, a vanilla but with lower ping.
We're just gonna grab a small army of very hypercritical high tier 3s and tie them to chairs and make them play the game for a long time. And then if
This
they
year,
think
yes.
anything is funky, we're gonna like tear it apart. Just a lot of people The thing that we have no shortage of is testing.
Oh yeah, RNG.
So-
Yeah, all the RNG is being removed. Meaning, like the amount of XP you get from XP bottles is no longer random and can sway your fights, just because it feels like arrow damage, RNG, all that. This year, yeah, I think so.
Right.
Any comment on stuns? Oh yeah, because stuns aren't technically a vanilla feature. Ranked will have stuns. Because like PvPers play with stuns. Uh the fact that it's not in vanilla came as a surprise to most of the player base when we realized that all of us just play on paper instead of normal Minecraft servers. Please don't have stuns, sorry. I mean if it's like a popular opinion not to have stuns, then we can like not have them. But I doubt that that will be the case.
Yeah. Thank you guys for coming out.
Yeah. I hope we answered all of your questions.
Nice to be able to like just come out and chill in VC for a bit after all the like I don't know 100-hour grind of all the drama.
Yeah, everyone in the chat has been really chill, and the questions have been pretty good. So yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you for not making fun of my PvP skill.
Make fun of his PvP skill.
All right, yeah. I'm gonna end stream and have a good night, everyone.
Hi, chat.
Bye.